Welcome back to another live. Happy New Year. If we haven't met, I know it's been a minute for some of you, but for some of you, we have already met on different lives. So I'm gonna give it like one more minute for everybody else to join, and then we can start today's live. So welcome as you get online. Please let me know where you're watching me from, and also do wish everybody else a happy new year. So I'm excited to share with you today's live. So today's video is for you, so please take a moment to say hello, happy new year. Let me know where you're watching me from. And as usual, remember to give the video a thumbs up because it helps with the algorithms so that the video can reach a lot more people. So I can see there is 14 of you guys online. Welcome, but there's only one like. So let me know where you are watching me from. And please say Happy New Year in the comment section below. Hi, Simon. I see you watching from Qatar. Thank you so much. Hi Tebe, greetings. How are you? Thank you for joining. We're gonna give it 30 more seconds for the other people to join because I'm still trying to find an appropriate time to do the live. So kindly bear with me. I'm mixing up the times so I can see what works for most people. Kindly bear with me. Hi Tebe, you're watching from Bahrain. How is Bahrain? I was in Bahrain in 2019? Yes, I think it was 2019. Hi, Silas. How are you? How is Delta State? How you guys doing? Happy New Year. Opeyemi, how you doing? So yesterday, we talked about love. Today we are talking about money. Hi Ransford, hi Evidence. I'm loving the names, guys. Let me know where you guys are watching me from. I'm sorry guys, YouTube disconnected me. I can see we have Ransford from Germany, Evidence from South Africa. Okay guys, I think we are ready to start. As you can see from the title of the video, today we are talking about money. So obviously guys, if you're wondering how do I come up with the topics to discuss on different videos, is based on the kind of questions you people ask, both in the comment sections. Some of you DM me, and that's how I find topics to talk about. So today we want to talk about money to relocate, and I'm gonna be sharing with you unconventional. I call them unconventional because a lot of us don't think about them quite often. Just give me 1 minute. Unconventional is to make money to move abroad. Sorry, I was changing the title. Anyway, so unconventional because a lot of us don't think about these methods to make money for moving abroad. It doesn't come obvious to us. A lot of us are relying on maybe our 8 to 5 jobs, our regular salaries, selling our property and stuff like that. And those are the kind of myths I want to break in today's video. So before we even go into the specific ways that you can make money for your moving abroad journey, I want us to handle about 7 different principles that if you apply, then it's gonna be a lot easier for you to be able to financially support your move to whether it's Canada or US, Switzerland, Australia, where else you want to go. So the first issue I want to tackle is leverage. So what do I mean leverage? Leverage basically means getting far greater outcomes every time by employing the same amount of effort. So in the past, before we got into the digital era, the main form of leverage was either labor, whereby you hire people to do work for you so you can get a lot more done in a short time, or using money. So you invest your money and then you can get a lot more results out of it. In 2023, we are not going to rely on the old forms of doing things. So we have the digital leverage, living in a digital world. So you can use digital to leverage and get a lot more with the same amount of effort. So for example, we have code leverage. If you can code today, you can do software engineering, computer science work, you're like on top of everybody in the world, literally. For example, I was just sharing with you guys, I think it was a video I shared yesterday about visa sponsored jobs that are currently available in Canada. And there was employers that was paying as high as $15,000. Was it 15,000 a month? Yes. No, wait. Yeah, $15,000 a month, because it was almost 150,000 a year, just because you know how to code. But for those of us who cannot code, you can still leverage what we call media leverage. We are living in a social media era. So you can use your social media to build an audience that grows exponentially with the same amount of effort. So don't just be the kind of person who gets used by social media, but let social media work for you. As I always say, if you're not making money on the internet, you are the product that is being sold. And there's nothing wrong about consuming on the internet, but it's be a lot easier, a lot better if you also made money from the internet, you also created. Actually, it's so much better if you create more than you consume on the internet. You're gonna go a long way. So in terms of leverage, the main action item I would give you today, and guys, if you have a piece of paper and pen, please write this down because you're gonna need it in the future. Build something on the internet. That is something I am going to advise you in 2023. Try and see what you can build or create on the internet. And don't worry, guys, in the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna give examples of the kind of stuff you can do. I'm gonna give specifics that you can do, stuff that people are actually doing and making money. And I'm gonna show you, as usual, I give you the receipts. I'll show you exactly who is making money where and how much they're even doing it. So don't even worry about it. So with making money on the internet, with creating content, it feels like nothing at the start. For example, you start a YouTube channel, you're gonna have like maybe 5 people who subscribe to you and maybe 5 others that watch your videos. But over time, as you get more consistent, you're gonna get to the threshold and even YouTube can pay you. And then the number 2 principle I would like for us to embrace this year, even as we look for money to relocate abroad, is be open to working from anywhere. When you work from anywhere, basically, I mean that you are location independent. You can still make money. You're not tied to a particular location. And the main perk of location independence is that you can earn money online. And why is it important, even for me especially, to earn money online, is because it makes you at a better position to earn foreign currency. So if you live in a country with a weaker currency, like you live in Kenya, you live in South Africa, you live in Nigeria, you're in Qatar, and then you're getting paid in euros, or you're getting paid in pounds, or you're getting paid in US dollars, your money goes a long way. So for example, yesterday, I just withdrew, I think it was almost $230 thereabout, some money I had received on PayPal, and I transferred it to my M-Pesa. M-Pesa is a mobile money service in Kenya, and I got almost 36,000, from 200 and something dollars, I got almost 36,000. 36,000 in Kenya is a lot of money. There are people who make that as their monthly salary. They have to pay their rent from that money. They pay their school fees, medical, food, everything. So that's how important. But if, let's say, the same amount of money was earned by somebody who lives in Canada, for example, or lives in the US, $240 is like nothing. It's like pocket change. Like you can just have a meal in one of the high-end restaurants. So that's what I mean by try and see if you can work from anywhere, work remotely if possible. And that's where our point number 1 came in, leverage the internet. So action point here that I would like for you guys to focus on is pivot your career towards location independence. If whatever you're currently doing, even if it's a job you already have, if you can find a way to talk to your current boss or find a way towards which your current career can be pushed to take a trajectory where you can work from anywhere, it's going to be an advantage for you, because it even prepares you for remote work. That, again, I share a lot of those opportunities here on the channel. Number 3 is you need to work on a passion you deeply care about. And that is very, very important, especially if you're going to live with the internet and you're going to be location independent, able to work from anywhere. There's no point in doing labor intensive work that you don't even enjoy and you don't like. So if there's anything you'd happily do, even on the weekend, without getting paid, that is probably where you need to be taking your efforts into. So, and if you're wondering, Eva, how do I even find what I'm passionate about? How do I even know what it is that I love above other things? I usually use a very simple experiment. If you go to your history of your Google search, just check what you have been looking for, the kind of search terms you have been entering there. You can also go to your YouTube, go to your history and see the kind of videos you like to watch. If you're a Netflix kind of person, Netflix and chill, go and check the kind of topics of, if it's a documentary, if it's a series, what kind of genres do you like? If it's TikTok, what kind of videos are you watching on TikTok? So that alone is gonna show you where your interests are, but also you can also check what are these questions that everybody keeps asking you about. Everybody keeps, these topics people keep asking you about and getting for advice from you. There's probably something there for you. So what do you spend ungodly amounts of time on? That's probably where your interests lie. And don't tell me twerking on TikTok. Now, if you're talking, actually, that's still a thing. You can actually make a whole career out of that. So the action point for this is find 3 to 4 topics or categories of skills or stuff that you enjoy. And then from that list, find 2 or 3 that you want to push into and see how you can leverage those to find ways to make money for your move abroad journey. And then number 4, you have to be somebody who wants to learn and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. There is no day you'll ever say, okay, Eva, I have had enough. I know everything I need to know. Every day is a learning experience, but I want you to go a notch further. Don't just learn. So whatever it is you have narrowed down in step 5, like maybe I've said, like in my case, I would go for travel. I just love internet money. I love to teach. And then I'm somebody who's very analytical. I love to put things together and make logic out of things. So if I've identified like those 3 main topics I want to do alone, then I have to keep learning about them, keep finding more. What is the latest in the Web3, for example? What is the latest digital assets? What's the latest in artificial intelligence? You need to be abreast of what is happening in the industry and what is happening in these specific categories. Because remember, they always say that learners are the highest earners, because you're always ahead of the next person. You're always ahead of your peers, and you will not be paid what you're worth. You will be paid based on your skills and how you can stack them together. So let's say, for example, you've identified something like illustrations. You're very good with illustrations. You're very good with let's say Swahili or English or French, and you're also very good in videography. So as standalone skills, like if you just know Swahili, okay, and then what? Or you're just good in videography, okay, and then what? Or you're just good in illustrating stuff, and then what? Or you're just a good comedian, and then what? But if you can combine these skills together into one stack, then you stand a better chance of making money with them, fuse them together, and create something out of it that you can monetize. So my action point for you at this stage is to fuse together several skills. Find 2, 3, 4 things that you're very good at. And you don't have to be like 100% good. If you're better than the next person on the street, or there's 2, 3 people who asked you about it in the last 3 days, then bring them together and find a way this unique skill can be monetized to make money. And don't worry, guys, I'm gonna give you examples before we close this live. Step number 5, Artificial intelligence. A lot of us have probably heard of the latest in artificial intelligence. There's a new wave around the internet. You just enter stuff and stuff happens. And just the same way, I remember when we were in about 10, 15 years ago, when internet just came and mobile phones came and there was all this craze on the internet. Oh, you know, the internet has come here, computers are going to replace jobs, we are not going to have any more people working and stuff like that. That's the same thing with artificial intelligence. And you probably have read articles everywhere. Artificial intelligence is going to replace software developers, it's going to replace copywriters, it's going to replace this, it's going to replace that. But you can use artificial intelligence to make money. You can leverage artificial intelligence to take yourself a step higher. Seize this opportunity that has been created by artificial intelligence. Let artificial intelligence be your research assistant. If you are looking for content to do a video or to write an article or to write code, let artificial intelligence be your help. Let it be your research assistant. Let it be your personal assistant. Yeah. So the same way social media, if used well, can go a long way, is the same way artificial intelligence is a powerful tool if you use it right. So you can use it to create content, you can create it to do stuff. So make sure that you take advantage of artificial intelligence. And one particular one that I love is ChatGPT. Guys, I'm going to leave a link at the end of the live. I will leave a link in the description box at the bottom of this video so you can check. ChatGPT is one that I love to use. It's like been a lifesaver, yeah? And then something else I forgot to mention about social media. So social media is so powerful if you use it in the right way. And on my other channel, If I'm Tali Finance, I've actually been doing an experiment on TikTok. I started about a month and a half ago. My TikTok handle is If I'm Tali. If you're not yet following me there, you want to check out that handle, and there's so much that is happening there. So I actually got fortunate, thanks to haters, a video that I shot some time back in November, about I think it was the 20th of November. Very short clip, about 15 seconds, went viral thanks to haters, and like it literally broke the internet in less than a week. But I leveraged that one video to drive the traffic to my YouTube video. And if you check right now, one of my videos is almost hitting 1 million views in less than 2 months, all thanks to TikTok. And that means more money. So curate your content that you watch, curate the people that you follow on social media, because remember, if you follow crappy people, you're going to have to do the crap every day. Don't let the algorithms choose for you who to follow. So if it's like on Twitter, if it's on Facebook, if it's on YouTube, you have to actively decide who you want to follow, who you want to subscribe to, because remember, if you follow dumb people, you're going to get exposed to dumb content. If you follow violent people, you're going to be exposed to violence. That's how it works. So this works for Facebook, it works for Twitter, works for Instagram, works for TikTok, works for all social media channels. You have to decide who you want to follow, decide who you want to subscribe to, decide who you want to be reading about, because it's going to determine what goes in, determines what goes out, yeah? And then second last, don't be afraid to speak your mind publicly, as long as you are doing it in a respectful manner. So what this means is that you have to be really comfortable to share your insights, share your opinions in public, because even if you don't do so, they are still being used. If you're not using your insights, you're not using your opinions, you're not using your thoughts to make money, other people are using it to make money. So that's how, for example, we talk about ice cream now, and when I get on the internet, the first advertisement that is going to appear is one of ice cream. So if your opinions, your thoughts, your insights, you're not using them to make money, somebody else is using them. Hello, Google. Hello, Alexa, and everybody else. So the only way you're gonna publicly, okay, there are so many ways you can publicly voice your thoughts, your insights, anything else. You can do it like verbally, but you won't make a lot of money through it, maybe unless you're doing a public um, presentation. But if you're gonna leverage it, you have to leverage the digital media, because the advantage of digital media is you can speak content in Canada right now, and it can reach 1 million people throughout different parts of the world. You can create content in South Africa right now, speak it on the internet, and it's available to 1 million people all over the world. So that's the advantage where I say be comfortable sharing your insights, your thoughts on the digital platforms. And that means you must be comfortable either writing on the internet, recording your voice on the internet, or shooting videos on the internet, or doing all three. That's the only way you can leverage the internet to make money with your thoughts, with your opinions, and all that stuff. So what's the action point for this particular whatever? Find one place or two places on the internet or online to share at least one idea every day. Okay, so just identify one platform. It could be YouTube, and thank God, with the YouTube right now, you don't have to create long videos like the ones I create. We have what we call YouTube Shorts, and this morning I did a live and I was just explaining how you can leverage YouTube Shorts and how you can make money out of it. So beginning February 1, 2023, which is less than a month from now, YouTube is gonna pay content creators to create short form vertical videos. That's what we call shorts. And in the past, you just create shorts and you don't get any AdSense revenue, but beginning next month, you're gonna be able to get AdSense revenue just by shooting like a 15-second video. So even if you can't speak much, like some of us who just have so much to say and so little time, you can take advantage of YouTube Shorts. That's one place you can start. If you prefer to write, go to Twitter with just, I think the what do we call it? The characters now is 280 characters. Before it was 140, but now you have a maximum of 280 characters to write stuff. Or you can go to TikTok, do 15-second videos and publish them. So whatever platform you decide to choose, just find a place where you can be able to comfortably air your views, your opinions respectfully, at least once every day. Last but not least, before I go to the specific examples, invest in obvious trends. And what do I mean by obvious trends? Obvious trends are those things that there's so much noise happening about them that you can't even ignore, you can't pretend that you haven't seen. It's something that even if your 91-year-old grandma was alive, she'd spot it. So here we are talking about electric cars. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about crypto. We are talking about NFTs. We are talking about space and all that. So it's not just a matter of what you do to make money. It's also you must be able to deploy your money to earn you more money. So the action point here is that every month, ensure that part of what you have created in steps 1 to 7 that we have spoken about is focused on what assets you can invest in each month. So if let's say you make $2,000 this month, just ask yourself, where can I invest maybe 30% of this or 40% of this money to help me in the future? Okay, so that's like the groundwork I wanted to set so that even as I go straight into some of the ways you can actually make money, the specifics, you can make money to move abroad, then we kind of are on the same page. So if you followed me closely, you will notice that all the things I have talked about is mostly leveraging the internet to make money, and I've explained why. Because with the internet, it goes a long way. It exposes you to a larger audience. It doesn't limit you to one location, doesn't limit you to one way of doing things, doesn't limit you to one currency, which is maybe your weaker currency, your weaker country's currency. It exposes you to euros or dollars or pounds or whatever that is, which is the money you're gonna need to move abroad. So if let's say you're planning to move from Nigeria to go to Canada, it's gonna be such a big toll on you, unless of course you are the daughter or son of one of the kings. It's gonna cost you so much money if you have to convert your nairas into the Canadian dollars, the 13,000 or 14,000 show money that you need to get Canada PR. Or if you're in Kenya and you're gonna rely on your Kenya shillings to show for your pay money, or even to actually go and start living in Canada, it's such a huge toll on you. But what if you're already making this money in foreign currency? Like if you are making just, let's say, $1,000 every month in like saving, you're making a lot of money that you're able to save $1,000 and you're actually earning it in dollars, and you need to show 13,000 for your PR proof of funds. That means within 1 year plus, you're able to raise the money that you needed. And like, it's so much easier to save $1,000 that you earned in dollars than to save, let's say, 80,000 Kenya shillings, which is the equivalent amount, yeah? Like, to earn enough money in Kenya to be able to save 80,000 is a lot harder than to earn in dollars and be able to save $1,000. I don't know if I'm making sense. Anyway, now I need to talk about the specific ways. I don't want the video to be too long, that's why I'm rushing. So let me talk about the specific ways you can make money. So and I'm gonna be focusing mostly on internet money, but there'll be a few that are not internet money. So the first one is teaching your native language. And something else I'm doing here, I'm focusing on those things that you will not need external investment. You don't need special skills to do. You don't need fancy equipment. Those are the kind of money-making opportunities I'll be looking at. So number one, teaching your native language online. So this is something I have talked about so many times. I personally teach Kiswahili, and the Luo is my native language. I teach it on a platform called italki.com. And if you want to know more about italki.com, then you will have to check out my other channel, Ivam Tali Finance. I have like an entire playlist. I think it has like 20 videos just about italki alone. So italki.com, but I will also leave a link in the description box below. And one thing I love about italki is that unlike other online tutoring platforms that focus on, you know, the major languages like English and French and Spanish, italki focuses a lot on our native languages. So those are like the Asian languages, the African languages. So you can actually teach Afrikaans, you can teach Igbo there, you can teach Twi, you can teach Baganda, you can teach Kikuyu, you can teach like pretty much any of the major native languages spoken in Africa and Asia. You can actually teach them on the italki platform. So personally, let me just show you my I'll show you like, so guys, remember we show receipts here. I'm just gonna show you. So like this one is my profile. You guys, you can see no laughing, and you can see I'm not even a qualified teacher, and a trial lesson, I'm charging $6. A trial lesson is 30 minutes, I think. And then if you're getting like a proper lesson, is $12, starting from $12 for a 30-minute class, like a proper class. And you can see this is what I teach. I teach Luo, Kiswahili, but I also speak English and French. And I have a 5-star rating. I have taught $179 and made some more money from there. So guys, it is doable. You can do, it's a job you can do anywhere. And the best part about italki is that you don't need to be a qualified teacher. Come on, I'm trying to make my whatever screen. You don't have to be a qualified teacher to teach on italki. Though if you are qualified, you can charge a lot more money on italki, but you don't need to be qualified. You just need to have level, I think it's level C experience. No, proficiency in the languages you want to teach, and pretty much you can become a teacher. Then the number 2 way, this one I have talked about a lot on the channel here as well. Get a job on a cruise ship. So remember guys, the focus here is how can I make money in foreign currency so I can quickly raise the money that I need for proof of funds or money to relocate. So the advantage of working on cruise ship is that a lot of the cruise ships right now are hiring people from our countries. the Sunshine Continent, from Asia and all that, and they're hiring international. So even if you don't make too much money, let me show you some of the advantages of working on a cruise ship. So first of all, if you're fortunate to work in a cruise like Princess or Royal Caribbean, for example, you're gonna need to have a US visa, the C1D visa, which again I've talked about here on the channel, and you get a chance to visit the US during your breaks for not more than 19 or 29 days, I don't remember. So just the exposure of going to the US or going to any other countries your ship will be docking at, it's just gonna open up your mind. So maybe if you always thought, I want to go to Canada, I want to go to Canada, I want to go to Canada, and then you get a job in a cruise ship and you go and land in Miami, for example, you'll be like, I probably love Miami more. And then you're like, okay, I probably could apply for a green card instead of waiting to be invited to apply for permanent residence in Canada. And even if you still want to pursue your dream in Canada, then you can use this as a stepping stone for getting the money that you need, getting the exposure, getting the work experience, and even the connections, yeah? On the cruise ship, you're gonna be meeting people from different parts of the world. Your destiny helper could be on the ship and you just never know, yeah? Number 3, I talked about this a little bit. You can be able to become, I call them an infopreneur. Like whatever information, skill, expertise that you have, make money out of it. So there are different ways you can use your skills to make money. So for example, you can decide to write an ebook. Ebooks are some of the easiest things to write right now on the internet, and you can post it on Gumroad, you can post it on Amazon, you can post it on pretty much anywhere on the internet, and it can be as little as 50 pages and people are gonna buy. You can create a digital course and host it like on Thinkific, and so many other online channels. You can start a YouTube channel just like this one. And YouTube is one of the most underrated ways to make your money for moving abroad, because let me give you an example. Let's say if you're wondering like, what topic do I even put, do I even start my YouTube channel on, who's even gonna watch me, how do I even present myself, I don't have equipment. You guys, you should see the kind of phone that I'm using to shoot this, to even do this live. Like, that's why if you check like on the left side of my screen where the plant is, actually the reason I put that plant there is because that part of my phone is broken. It's broken, and that's why it always appears blurred. So just to avoid that, I put the plant there so that it kind of distracts you guys and you don't see the blurriness. You don't need fancy equipment you don't need fancy equipment to make it on YouTube. All you need is 3 things. Number 1, good lighting, which I don't usually have all the time. I actually rely on light from outside. Sometimes, once in a while, I use like the roof light. Even though I have a ring light, it's just too much work for me to set it up. You need a proper speaker. I don't even have one. I'm talking directly into the phone. Okay, I actually have a microphone, but it's too much work for me to set it up, because usually when an idea comes to my head, I just want to speak it up. I don't have time to go and set stuff. And then you need to have just basic editing, which I don't do either. If you notice, most of my videos, actually all my videos, I don't edit them because it's too much effort for me. But those are the 3 main things. Like, can people see you? Can they hear you well? And can you record the video? Those are the 3 things you need to start your YouTube channel. Now, in terms of payment, YouTube is mostly around consistency. It's around the topic you talk about, but it's also about luck. One of the most underrated ways to make money on YouTube is luck. Like, some months you're gonna make so much money, some months you're gonna make so little money, some no money, and it's all purely on luck. Like, there's no way you can explain. One video goes viral, another one only gets 200 views, but it's part of the process. Even if you don't make too much money on YouTube, there's a lot of learning that happens. So let's say, for example, you decide, I'm gonna document my journey from Ghana to Finland, for example. So something new happens, or every time you go through a hurdle, then you can document it as a YouTube video. So let's say even if you want to do the IELTS exam, you can document your process of just even applying for it. You can document your journey to the exam room. You can talk about the type you were asked. You can talk about, I don't know, your results. Maybe if you passed, you can do a short video of, hey, excuse me. You can do a short video of, hey, I passed my exam. Oh, you guys, I failed my exam. Oh, this is what my score was. Or anything, like anything about your life can be a video. If let's say you, I don't know, went on a cruise, like right now, I know one of my YouTube followers, I was supposed to interview him, but I haven't. So he recently got a job with one of the cruise ships, and he actually is documenting his journey on the cruise. And he's talking about the things that you carry, the type of questions they ask you, where you get. So literally anything around your life can form a YouTube video. So even if nobody watches, there's going to be some record left behind. So one thing, and I think I've talked about it here on the channel. So you probably know my mom passed away about 4 months ago today, September 5. Today is January 6th. So my mom passed away 4 months ago. Interestingly, around the time, just maybe 2-3 months before she passed on, we had talked about her starting a YouTube channel because she was retired. My mom was 64 when she passed away. So I was like, Mom, and she was a teacher. So I was like, Mom, you've been teaching for the last 40 years of your life. And then now suddenly you're sitting here 24 hours not being teaching. How about you start your own YouTube channel so that you continue this? I think 40 years teaching is like you become a pro. Just continue this legacy and just talk about anything, like just share stuff with us so that we have something to look up to sometime. Like even if, I don't know, in the future, if you're not there, unfortunately, that never happened. However, one thing I'm so grateful for, we shot one video of her. She was just talking about retirement and the things you need to do to prepare. I'm yet to edit that video, but I'm so glad. Like for me, I think it's the most prized possession I have of my mom. Just her, we had a conversation about, it was like our first video we are doing together. So it's so raw. It's not the perfect word, but just the fact that I have a video record of her talking and giving advice, and for me, it's life. It's more important than even whatever money she left behind or anything else. And one day, it's actually on my January goals to edit that video and post it on my Ivamtali Finance channel. So I can imagine if she had a YouTube channel and maybe she left us with, I don't know, 100 videos, let's say, because she was retired. So she could comfortably do one video every day. I can imagine if she started her YouTube channel last year, as we had planned, that would be like 300 videos just looking at her. So like when I missed her, I'll just look at her. So just even the legacy you're gonna leave behind if you don't make money out of your channel is big. You just never know who you might influence. And there's all that, even the people you meet, like you guys, I feel like you're my family. There's names that every time I go live, they're always there with me. There are people who always leave comments, and I just feel like I already know you guys, and you're like my family. I even remember when Mom passed on and you guys sent me all these condolences messages, and it just felt like these people that I know, we've been together on this journey for almost 2 years, and this is our 3rd year together, and it just feels like family, feels like we have friends, and that is something that currently we don't have a lot of on the internet. But the best part about having your own YouTube channel is the money you can make. So not to brag or anything, but just to show you the possibilities, let me show you the back end of my YouTube studio, because it might inspire somebody who's currently sitting on the fence on whether or not to become a content creator. So this is not for bragging purposes, it's just to show you the possibilities and encourage somebody, inspire somebody who might still be wondering, Eva, is it even worth it? So let me just show you. I'm gonna take off my, so what what I've done here, this is I've just sorted it by from January 1 to December 31, 2022. So this is the whole of last year. And you can see it's updating live. So you can see in the whole of 2022, overview, we had 2.3 million views on my channel. This is one YouTube channel. I have 5 YouTube channels. This is just one of them. And then the watch time, we had 102,500 hours. Guys, can you imagine? That's the number of times people watched the video. That's like, I don't know how many movies. It's so many movies if it was a Netflix series. And you can see this number of, and then you can see the amount of money. This is almost, it's just 100,000 shy of 1 million Kenya shillings, just because of YouTube. And this is an account that got monetized less than a year ago. So guys, that's, I think, $8,000, I think, on one YouTube channel. So guys, you can actually make money on the internet. And if, let's say, I was looking for money to show for Canada immigration, they need like 13,000, and I already have like 8,000 just from YouTube alone. I make money on my I also have a blog that pays me. They pay me in euros, I think. Yeah, in euros. Yeah, they pay me in euros. And for that account, that 2022 alone, I made almost $6,000, I think. So you can see from just the 2 YouTube and the blog, I'm trying to open it if it's gonna open. From YouTube and the blog alone, in 1 year, I already made money for, if I wanted to immigrate to Canada and show money, that's enough money to show for one person. So guys, it's doable. As a content creator, that is something you can consider doing, because you just never know. And like I've said with the, okay, so it's actually open. Let me just show you. Yeah. And guys, I'm not doing this to brag. I'm just doing this to show you the possibilities. So you can see this is the website, ivamtali.com. And I have filtered by January 1, same thing I've done. So let's run the report. So I've run the report, and you can see this is the amount of money. Yeah, $5,141. That's in 2022 alone. And I don't get that many, what do we call them? What do you call people who read YouTube, who read blogs? I don't get that much traffic on the blog, but somehow there's still money that gets made, $5 today, $20 tomorrow. So that is something else you can consider. If you have a topic that you are very passionate about, you can start a blog about it and just write stuff. You'll be surprised, people still read stuff, yeah? And I know there's all this crazy, oh, people no longer read. No, people read. I prefer actually to read sometimes than to watch a video, especially when I'm looking for something deep. So my blog, ivamtali.com, is almost just covering the topics I'm passionate about. You'll find travel content there. You'll find visa stuff, immigration stuff, and ways to make money online. I document my journeys, and I put them on the internet there. And the reason I publish all these things public is because I make my money publicly. So I have no qualms about sharing how my journey is. Number 5, I think I've talked about this a little bit also, is you can get a job in the Middle East. So that can be anything. I know there's people who work as nannies. Shout out to all the nannies and all the house managers who watch me on my channel. I love you guys so much. We know you sacrifice so much to be out there, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I know ladies who have done amazing stuff back home, having left the Middle East. I know guys who've done amazing stuff since they left the Middle East. So this is something I talk about so much on the channel. Just because I want to go to Canada, or I want to go to the US, or I want to go to Australia, or to Switzerland, or Finland, or France, doesn't mean I have to jump straight from Kenya to Canada, straight from Kenya to the US, straight from Zambia to Finland. Sometimes life goes in a winding manner, and we have to be open to that possibility. So, for example, I know one of the guys I interviewed here on the channel, he currently works on the cruise ship as well. He worked in Dubai for 10 freaking years. Like, he worked in Dubai for 10 years for him to eventually get a role on a cruise ship. But his experience in Dubai played such a significant role in him getting his cruise ship job. And for part of the process of getting on the cruise ship and getting on that job, he had to get a C1D visa for the US. And now he got a chance to even visit the US, something he had never even dreamed of in his life. He was following me for Canada stuff, but when he got this opportunity, he had a few questions here and there, helped him out, and then he got his US visa, and now he's so excited. He gets to visit the US. We communicate a lot. There's another guy also who follows me here on, I won't say his name, but he follows me. He's been following me so much, and he was mostly following me for Canadian immigration stuff. And then one day last year, I think it was in November, I shared some information about Ireland. And I even I actually showed you guys an email I had received from an employer who was recruiting people in the hotel industry in Ireland. Yeah, and it was specifically Dublin. And he said he was open if there's anybody from even Kenya he was looking for a chef, I remember. He's open to hiring them. So this guy, he isn't a chef, but he was like, I need to research this a little further. And he went and continued searching more about Ireland. And the guy currently is in Dublin, and he agreed to be interviewed on the channel. He just needs to finalize a few things here and there for his immigration stuff, but he accepted, and I'm gonna be interviewing him on the channel about his journey and how that worked for him. So guys, we can't afford to just fixate ourselves on where we want to be. Sometimes you have to go through a detour to finally end up where you're going. So that's another option. There's a Facebook group. Let me see if I'll find it. Oh, which reminds me. So some of the cruise ship companies, let me share with you. Just give me 1 second again. So right here, I have, this is Royal Caribbean. So you can check their website, careers.royalcaribbean group. And you can see they have different brands. There's Royal Caribbean, there's Royal Caribbean International, Royal Caribbean Group, Celebrity Cruises, the Silver Sea. So you can choose to either work shoreside careers or shipboard careers. So shipboard is the one you actually get on the ship. Shoreside is where you work, like you could work in Miami or anywhere else. And then there's this other one we call Princess. So one thing I love about Princess is that you can pretty much work anywhere, like you choose where you want to work. And they say that they have a worldwide network of recruiting agencies to select only the most qualified crew. They warn you about fraudulent people. And they have, unlike Royal Caribbean, Princess has authorized recruitment partners, and they say that you contact the recruitment agency. Guys, again, I'm going to leave in the description box, I will leave links to all these things I'm talking about. So you can see on their website, if you go, you can see they have international recruitment partners. So we have here, if you're a resident of Africa, you use Curzon. If you're a resident of the Caribbean, you use the Seven Seas or MAMPA. If you're a resident of Central and South America, you use Selection Partners and the Seven Seas. If you're a resident of China, you use Carnival Singapore. If you're a resident of Colombia, you use the Seven Seas. If you're in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, United Kingdom, Canada, US, you're gonna use Princess Cruises Naples. If you are in Europe, again, you use Curzon. Curzon is a Macedonian company. And then Seven Seas Group. And then if you're in Hong Kong, you can use Carnival Singapore. If you're in India, Carnival Support Services India. If you're in Indonesia, we have Alpha Magsaysay and this. And then if you're in Japan, Carnival Singapore. If you're in the Middle East, you can use Curzon. If you're in Malaysia, Carnival Singapore. If you're in Mexico, in Sachima Resources and Paraso Hotel, Nepal, Philippines, Romania, like the whole world is covered here, guys. Go to their website and check. Then there's something else I noticed. So if you are in Kenya, which will bring me to my next point. No, actually, before I show you that. So the next way you can make money for your immigration journey is through the J1 visa. So the J1 visa is an American visa that allows you to work temporarily in the US. And the best part is you get your job before you even go to the US. And there are so many organizations you have to go through a sponsoring organization. And here on the channel, I've talked about it. So you can go in as, where is that? You can go in as a teacher, yeah? K1 teacher. You can go as an au pair. So au pair is almost like a nanny, but a younger version. You can go as a camp counselor. You can go as a college university student. You can go as a government visitor. You can go as an intern. You can go as an international visitor. You can go as a physician, a professor, research scholar, secondary school student. If there's any high schoolers watching me, you can go as a short-term scholar, as a specialist, STEM initiatives, summer work travel, or as a trainee. So how do you find these jobs for the J1 visa? So if you come to the website, this is, and I'll leave this as well, j1visa.state.gov, that's what you want to do. And then you'll come to the designated sponsor organizations, like everything is available for you here. These are the official locations of the organization that can sponsor you. So you'll just select the program you want to go in. So if you want to go in as an au pair, if you click on that, you're gonna see it will load. You can see it has loaded and it's showing all the sponsors for au pairs, all of them, the city, state, telephone number, all the information is there. If you wanna go in as a teacher, for example, you get all the sponsoring organizations, their cities, their states, everything. If you wanna go in as, for summer work travel, this is especially important for students. If you are a student or you just graduated, you can actually go to the US and during the summer and work and enjoy as well. So there's all these programs for you. All these, there are so many of them. So many. Just come, like I said, there are like 137 organizations. If you wanna go in as, if you want to go in, like anything you want to go in as, everything is available. If you want to go as these STEM initiatives, there's no program for STEM initiatives. I've talked about camp counselor, international visitor. Did you know, guys, you can actually go as a visitor in the US? Just go as an international visitor. And let me show you something that I also learned. So, you know, there's an office for international students. Where is it? International visitors, yeah, this one. So when you click on this office for international visitors, you'll see something. So this is the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs Exchange Programs. So you just enter, if you enter your home country, let me enter Kenya, for example. You see, I enter Kenya, and then it's gonna show you all the program types, yeah? Yeah, so when you open, you know, it shows you all the programs and you can choose what is available if you want for non-citizens or citizens. And it shows you all the programs they currently have for Kenyans. Are you seeing all these programs? These are the ones that are currently available, and there's 2 pages. I don't know what's on page 2. Let's see what's on page 2. Yeah. If let's say we want to do for, so this side, so this time I'd selected Kenya. Let me now choose another country like South Africa. We see what they have. Where do I search? So you can, there's so many ways you can search. You can search for programs for by country, by whether it's a student, whether it's for people who are out of school. Like there's, just put in whatever you want to search there, guys, yeah? So while you want to make too much money from these programs, just the fact that you can go to these countries and visit, and you don't know what it could open for you. So somebody is asking what we are talking about. We are talking about money for relocation and the different ways you can access money to relocate to the country of your choice. Welcome, Christine. That's what we are talking about. So I was basically now talking about using the J1 visa to get different jobs in different parts of the world. So now back to what I wanted to show you in Facebook. So right now, remember, I have just shown you one of the companies that recruits for princess in Africa is Kuzon. So you can see this is Kuzon's page. So that's another thing you want to do. If you have identified some organizations that you think could open doors for you, go and follow them on their social media handles. So this is Kuzon, and this is their page. And you can see right here, this they posted 1 day ago. So this they posted yesterday. Work and Travel America 2023, Mission Point Resort, Michigan, US, the award-winning blah, 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 is the perfect place to be and work. Apply now from the comfort of your home. Send us your CV with a request to reserve a job offer for you and your friends. Our email is this. The interview with the employer will be held online at January 11, 2023. We have only 6 available positions. For more about this job offer, at our website, workandtravel.mk, your experience as a work and travel student in the USA can lead you to have a job at the best companies in your future career, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is just one. So I have seen somebody's asking me, are there any jobs for somebody above 50? Yes, an above 50-year-old can work as a camp counselor. And if you go to that website, I will leave all the links once I finish the live. If you go to, okay, let me even just post it here. If you go to the links that I've shared, the US government link, okay, where is this now? Gosh, I'm getting distracted. So if you go, okay, I think it's better for me to leave all the links. I don't know if I should leave them here now. Okay, let me see if I can be able to talk. The problem I get when I'm talking and doing other stuff, I somehow get distracted. I don't know how I'm going to comment. How do I come? Oh yeah. So this one is for J1 visa. I've posted it there. So whoever is asking about for over 50, you can click on that and just sort by, I don't know, whoever, somebody who's not a student. And then for Kuzon is here. I'm posting that as well. iTurkey is here. What else have I talked about? Royal Caribbean is here. Okay, let me move on. The other way you can make money is Fiverr. So I don't know if you guys have heard about a platform called Fiverr. So the thing I love about Fiverr is that you can sell, it's more of what do you call it? I'm just looking for the link that I can, so that you guys can be checking it out even as we talk. So the thing about Fiverr is that it enables you to pretty much sell anything on the internet. And when I say anything, I mean anything. So it's initially and the reason it's called Fiverr is because when it first started some years back, you used to sell $5 gigs. It was just micro gigs, micro tasks that you'd sell. So for example, I would post, I can write for you an article for $5, and the payment usually used to be $5. But right now, you can charge pretty much anything you want and just get paid for it. The thing, remember I said at the beginning, the kind of opportunities I'm sharing with you is things you don't have to like go and read anything or go and do a certain course before you start making the money. There are things you start today, you start making your money. So like with Fiverr, you go and create what they call a gig, and I'll put the link there. When you click on it, it will take you to where you can go and create your page. It's very easy, and then you go and create what they call a gig. And then if somebody wants to buy your gig, they will come on the platform, they can chat you, or they can go directly and buy the gig. Once you submit the results or whatever the product is you guys had agreed on, and then Fiverr will pay you the money. So what fascinates me about Fiverr is that people sell stuff. And I was just looking at some of the weirdest things that people are actually selling. And I know somebody asked me a question, what if, was it about prayer? Somebody was asking about prayer. What was that? Let me just look for that. Somebody asked, please remind me, somebody was talking about prayer or preaching or something. Oh, I can't find it. Please remind me if you're still here. I know somebody asked about prayer or church or something. And you can literally, like I said, you can literally offer anything on Fiverr. So if, let's say, you are in Kenya and somebody's in Canada and they want to, I don't know, get a birth certificate in Kenya for their kid and they're in Canada. So one gig you can offer on Fiverr is, you can say, for example, I will run errands for you. I will help you process a birth certificate for your child. For example, that is something that you can do for somebody. Or if somebody wants a picture of the expressway in Nairobi, where it has reached as at today, or if somebody wants to see how Uhuru Park looks like today after the renovation, then you can say, I will do video for different infrastructural projects in Kenya for you in, I don't know, 2 days for $50. So maybe somebody wants a picture of somebody sitting in Uhuru Park in Nairobi, or somebody sitting in some park in Accra, or somebody standing next to the penguins in Cape Town. So those are the kind of services you can offer. But also somebody has asked me about preaching. So I was checking some of the interesting things that people are currently providing on Fiverr. So let me, you don't say that I'm lying. Let me just show you some of the interesting gigs So you can see, like, this guy here. I will cast a powerful weekend binding love spell. Guys, this is 2023. Somebody is making money on the internet casting spells and making good money. You can see for basic casting of a spell, he's charging $20. With a ritual is $80. With all gig extras is $150 to cast a spell in 2022. And you can see the guy is a level 2 seller, 5-star, has offered 1,557 gigs and has 4 orders in queue. Tell me why you can't make money to move abroad. This other one also, same thing, is offering, I will do a powerful love spell casting. Has a 4.9 star rating and 1,353 orders. 2 orders are in queue. And you can see he's charging 1 day of spell plus feelings reading, $10. 15 day of spell plus feelings reading, $25. And then he charges $40 for 40 day of spell. Wait for it. This other one here, you guys, I will deliver a message as the boatman. So this guy here, he has a boat inside his living room. This actually looks like a bed sitter. Are you seeing what he does?
I just left Ohio, and Yelop, Summers, and Yario are chasing me to come back to Ohio. Help!
Are you seeing? That's all this guy does. Okay, where do I stop him? I need to stop him. And look how much he makes, $10. He just screams that in his house for 32 seconds and makes money. And if you think he doesn't, he's actually making money. He has 400, come on, focus. I don't know why it's not focusing. Okay, $466, 2 orders in queue. Okay, 466 orders. Look at this other one. Guys, you can be an accountability partner. I will wake you up Monday to Friday. Guys, you get paid to wake people up. You can see this lady has 25 5-star ratings already, just to wake people up Monday to Friday. And see what she does? Work week call package. She wakes you up Monday to Friday and you pay her $35. Guys, tell me where you can make money. And this is about the gig. Are you seeing what she does? Stop snoozing with the personal wake-up call. I'll stay on the phone up to 15 minutes maximum. While you get ready or make up the bed and get dressed, I will always remind you of the time and make sure you get going. I will do this every morning for a week, Monday to Friday. Guys, that's how people are making money on the internet. Okay. No, that's that one. There's another one here to show people who pray. Oh, where did the prayers go? I have people who are praying here. There's another one here. I will be your personal accountability partner. You can see this level 2 seller has 184 5-star ratings and 39 orders in the queue. Wait for it, guys, to see what he does. Okay, first let's see how much he charges. This guy charges you $5 for an exploratory session, charges you $40 for weekly check-ins and $60 for daily check-ins. And see what he does. Where is that gig of his? I am here to help you meet your goals. I am passionate about helping people achieve their immediate goals. I will work with you one-on-one, blah, 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 blah. There's one other gig that I want to share with you guys. It was here. I don't know where it has gone. Let me see if I will find it. It was a very interesting one. Let me see if I will find it. For somebody has mentioned that casting a spell is not is not very nice. So let me tell you something nicer that you'll probably like. Here it is. Where is that? There's one I'm looking for. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh yes, I think I found it. All right, here's another interesting gig for my friends who are asking for prayer. Yeah, so here it is. I found it. I will intercede on your behalf to God in prayer for your needs. You can see this is Valerie Praise. She's a level 2 seller and she has 222 5-star rating, 8 orders in the queue. There's 8 people waiting for Valerie to pray for them, and you can see how much she charges. She charges $10 for an emergency prayer. I will pray on your behalf for one day and I will let you know what I prayed about in the PDF file. And then she has a standard. I will intercede on your behalf for 3 days. As I find it more effective, I will attach affirmations. So this is prayer and affirmations. She charges $20. And then I will fast and pray for your needs and send you a prayer that you can pray yourself for $30. Guys, people need prayers, intercessory prayers. People are making money out of it. You can see this lady has $222 already. She has 8 orders in the queue. Guys, you can see there's a vacancy. If she has 8 people waiting to pray for, then it looks like maybe I should start praying. You guys, let me know if I offered intercessory prayer for those who are looking for breakthroughs to immigrate. Let me know if you'll buy my gig, because clearly if she has 8 orders in the queue, people waiting for intercessory prayer, it looks like there's a market for it. And then there's this other one also. I will intercede on your behalf to God in prayer. Yeah, so somebody's asking, why should somebody charge for prayer? She's using her time, guys. Can you see? She's here praying for you for a whole day. That's time she could have been doing something else, and I think she deserves. Same way you take tithe and offering to your pastor in the church. If you didn't take your tithe and offering, where would the pastor get money to pay rent? Because he has no other business, for example. And here she's interceding on your behalf for 3 days. She's attaching affirmations. That's time she could have been doing something else. What is so hard if you just pay her, yeah? And this one, she's fasting and praying for your needs. She's sending you a prayer that you can pray over yourself. Yeah, and Jesus didn't charge for anything, but Jesus was the Son of God. This is a guy who would stayed for 40 days without eating, guys. No, I'm actually thinking of starting a gig for praying. I'll be offering intercessory prayer for those that want to be prayed for their immigration journey. And guys, I'm so serious, by the way. I'm such a big prayer warrior that it's probably time. We talked about monetizing things. So yeah, me, I'm happy to pray for you. If you'll pay me, I'll pray for you. I will give you stuff to pray over. So you can be doing other things as I pray for you. And I agree with you. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. The other way you can make money is Airbnb being your place. So if you probably heard of Airbnb, it's basically a platform whereby if you have excess of space in your house, or if you have excess house, then you get on the platform and you sublet your house or your room and make money about it. So this is something you can do. I have personally done Airbnb. I did Airbnb from 2014 to I think 2017, and I made a whole lot of money. You can make a lot of money. So currently, back then Kenya wasn't as flooded as it is right now, but right now if you want to make money on Airbnb, I would suggest you either provide unique spaces, like if you have like a tiny house or you have a container house or something that is unique, not your regular kind of brick and mortar house, or if you have a unique location like a beachfront or some forest destination or some place that is maybe not too far from the city but also not too close to the CBD, and that's how you'll make money. Or you have a very, very beautiful house that Instagrammers and TikTokers and all these influencers can use your space to create content for themselves, or where people can come and film stuff, then I think you can also make money through that. And there's a website called airdna.com. It is a website that enables you to know how much you can expect to make with your Airbnb depending on the location, and also how many days you can expect to get booked over a certain period of time. So you want to check that as well. And then the other way you can make money for your move abroad, guys, I have my notes here. Let me just check. Where is these notes? A big one. I think I've covered all the ones I wanted to cover. I've covered everything else I wanted to talk. Now let me read your comments quickly. I can see time is fast spent. Feel free to type your questions here. Everyone who has joined, if I hadn't said hi, hello. Evidence, I would like to be there. Please help. Evidence, we have 502 videos on this channel that just talk about immigration. Please take a look. Hi, Esther from Nairobi. This is Zanele from South Africa. Hello, Happy New Year. Vitus, hello, Happy New Year. Janet from Nairobi, hello. Thank you for coming on the channel. Hi, Betty from Saudi. We have, what about if you're good in preaching the word of God? Evidence, I think I have talked about that. If you can offer intercessory prayer, which I don't understand where the harm is. I would personally be happy to charge you to pray for you. If anybody wants to be prayed for, I'm gonna post my gig here at the end of the live. Hi, Navjit, how are you? We have John, hello, watching from Nakuru. How is Nakuru? Hi, thank you. Peter, watching from Kenya. How much money? I don't remember what. How much money for what? Sorry, I don't remember what we're talking about. I missed this. Let me know how much money for what. Last Nyamasoka, how is Zimbabwe? Which part of Zimbabwe are you? I lived in Bulawayo from 2002 to 2004. Amazing place. Hi, Betty from Ghana. Hi, Atu here. Hi, Anne. watching from Kenya, you're welcome. Coco Osawa, hey, thanks for this information. I'm glad you found it helpful. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. Betty, loved by God. Wow, thanks, Eva. You're welcome. I love your name. Christine Bitutu, I'm here. New just opened and so this. Hi, Christine. You are welcome to the family. Please subscribe and also hit the notification bell. It is on the right hand side of the subscribe button. I am sure you'll find a lot of helpful information. Hi, Jacinta. Christine, I already told you what we are talking about. Hi, James. James, I'm not in Canada now. I'm in Nairobi. How is Naivasha? Eugene, hi, Eva. Any programs for those 50 years and above? Yes, Eugene, we have so many programs for over 50s. I've just said you need to go to that website, j1visa.state.gov/participants/how to apply. I've linked it in the comments below. And then you can check what program works for you. If you meant, yeah, you can also apply for green card. There's so many ways. Christine Bitutu, is coming to Canada easy? Please, if yes, what do I need? Christine, we have more than 100 pathways for going to Canada. So how easy or difficult depends on you. So for example, right now, if you are in the engineering profession, I just posted a video, I think last week, whereby there's 19 professions that get their work permits in less than 20 days. So if you fall among those professions, you get your work permit in 20 days, for example. If you are a software engineer, excuse me, there's a company I featured last year. I'll probably do a video after this or tomorrow. They hire mostly software developers and they usually process your work permit and your visas in less than 2 weeks because they already have a connection with the Canadian government. If you have a Canadian visa, there's a temporary public policy that is expiring, I think, next month. If they don't extend it, you can actually use your visitor visa in Canada right now to work, get a work permit, get a job, get a work permit, and work with your tourist visa. There's a public policy. It's running until February 2023. If you have experience as home support worker or as a child what? I need to check what they call it. As what do they call it? Yeah, if you have experience as a home child care provider or a home support worker, there is currently open. They opened on January 1st. You can apply online for permanent residence and you don't even need to have Canadian experience. Unfortunately, they only opened for 2,650 applications for home child care provider, 2,650 for home support worker. As of the shooting of this video, the online application for home child care provider got filled on day one. Like they opened January 1, 9 a.m. East Standard Time. By the end of the day, it was full. What is currently available is home support worker is currently available, and there is home child care provider for those who already have 24 months experience in Canada. But the one for those who don't have experience in Canada, that one was, they opened the slots January 1 and it was filled same day. There's a program I talked about yesterday, I think on yesterday's live or the day before. New Brunswick, they currently have a virtual recruitment program that is ongoing. They are recruiting in different occupations, but the employers are prioritizing on 34 occupations. Let me see if I can leave that link here. 33 occupations, I talked about it. I think it was last week. And then I also talked about another program that New Brunswick has. It's called Critical Worker Pathway. So 6 employers in New Brunswick are participating in that program, and they are hiring international. So you probably wanna check that as well. So there's so many programs that are ongoing. It depends on your particular situation. And as I said, one of the things you must prepare yourself for if you want to immigrate to Canada, you have to be ready to do a lot of research. You have to be ready to put in the work. You have to be ready because Canada has more than 100 immigration pathways. And all those immigration pathways have different requirements. So, and then on top of that, there are 11 provinces and territories, all very different. And there's a video here on the channel where I talk about the different factors you have to consider when you're choosing a province to go to. Because, for example, if you decide you want to go to Manitoba and apply through their provisional mini program, that means you cannot apply for another PNP, because the moment you say that I want to apply through Manitoba and then you go and apply through another program, they automatically disqualify you. But some programs, let me link the New Brunswick online recruitment. Online recruitment. So I've put the link for the New Brunswick online recruitment. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about the provincial nominee programs. But like New Brunswick, for example, if you apply to be nominated through New Brunswick, they don't care what other programs you've applied through. So you have to know those nuances. And then we also have what we call express entry. So express entry is Canada's, it used to be the major economic program through which a lot of people come to Canada, but right now they are focusing also on the provincial nominations. So with the express entry, you submit your profile online. It's free to submit your profile, but you're gonna need to have done your English exam or your French exam and score, because you have to enter your scores. And then you also have to have your educational certificates, your educational credentials assessed, what we call ECA report. You have to update it also. So the advantage with the express entry is that it's currently the way it is designed. So once you enter your details on the express entry profile, they're gonna rank you with other candidates in the pool based on different factors like your age. So the older you are, the less points you get, based on whether or not you have family in Canada. If you have family in Canada, you get additional points. Your English scores, if you score high, you get more points. If you score less, you get less points. If you can speak French, you get more points. If you already have a job offer, you get more points. And the maximum points anybody can get on the express entry is 1,200 points. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Currently, so what they do, they're gonna rank all the people. So as you enter information, it calculates your CRS score. It's called the comprehensive ranking system. It's called the CRS score. So it will calculate your score out of 1,200. And then every 2 weeks, IRCC, which is the immigration office in Canada, they're gonna sit down and then decide on a cutoff point. So currently the cutoff point is 400 and something, I think 450 something. So anybody who has 450 something and above, on that day when they do the draw, you receive an invitation to apply for Canada permanent residence. And then they give you 60 days to respond. So basically responding means if you said you scored CLB 7 in English, you need to have your certificate that shows that. If you said you have a master's in aeronautical engineering, you have to have a certificate that has educational credential assessed. There are 5 organizations that are authorized to do that for you. If you said you have 5 years work experience as an accountant, you have to have a document showing your 5 years experience. If you said you're married to Mrs. whoever, you have to have a marriage certificate. If you said you have 3 kids, you have to produce their birth certificates. If you said you have 14,000 in proof of income, you have to produce a bank statement that shows that. So that's basically what it means by you responding. Now, if a province nominates you, let's say you apply to New Brunswick and they nominate you, automatically you get 600 points. So you can imagine currently the cutoff point is 400 and something. So that means even if you had 100 points on your CRS score and then a province nominates you, automatically now you have 700 points. You are automatically guaranteed you'll be invited to apply. So if everything you had put on your profile is correct and you have all your documents and you can produce the evidence within 60 days, then you automatically get Canadian permanent residence. And this process before COVID, it was taking years. Currently, during COVID period, it would take as long as 1 year. Currently, in less than 6 months, people are being invited to apply. So Christine, in relation to your question, there are more than 100 pathways. It depends on your particular profile, will determine how quickly you get to Canada and through what pathway. Okay, I got distracted there a little bit. So James is asking, how is Canada? It was very cold. When I left, it was minus 10 degrees centigrade. Right now, should be around minus 20 or minus 30 degrees. Okay, those are links. Okay, thanks, Eugene. You're welcome. Tinoy, they talked about preaching. I think you are responding to my question. What if you're good? What about if you're good in preaching the word of God? I think you can offer the prayer programs, which some people don't think is a good idea. I think it's a great idea. So for Bridge USA programs, you can only apply once you have a J1 visa, no COCO. You need to apply first, and then you need to apply to the organization. Then the organization has to send you a document which you will take to the US Embassy to show that this particular organization is sponsoring me to go and work in Canada. That's what you take to the US Embassy, and they give you the J1 visa. So you first apply for the program, and then you go to the embassy. And there's something, in fact, I need to show you guys. There's one organization that is currently open. Let me see which organization that was. There's one that is currently open for the summer. Oh, which one was that? Let me see if I can find it. There's one that was currently, I don't know which one it was. There's one that was hiring right as we were talking. I'm trying to remember which one it was. If I don't find it, which one was that? There's one I found that was currently hiring for the summer. I think they call themselves what? Intra Inc. I think. Let me see. Global internships, work travel. Let me see. I think it's called Intrax. I think it's the one. Let me just see if I can find it. I think they call themselves Intrax Work Travel. They usually bring people from different cultures, especially students. Okay, I can't find, but if I find it, I'll probably, but they work with university students, mostly anyway. Coco, I hope I answered your question. Woman, arise and be healed. Good work, Eva, but that casting spell for income. Yeah, I mean, if, you know, one thing I always believe in this world, we live in a capitalist world, an issue of supply and demand. The fact that this guy, what was his name again? The fact that this guy has a gig, I will cast a powerful, weekend binding love spell, and he has like 1,557 5-star rating. That means 1,557 people are happy with his work. And there's a lot others who are also happy who just haven't left a review. And he has 4 orders in the queue. So it's an issue of supply and demand. This other one has 1,353. I will do a powerful love spell casting. And they're not charging little money. So it's an issue of supply and demand. If people are demanding for somebody to cast a love spell, why not? Make money while you're at it. So it sounds weird, but he's making money. And then interesting prayer and accountability one, Fiverr. Yes, I really love that. And you guys, let me know in the comment section below if I'm thinking of offering intercessory prayer for those who want to immigrate abroad. I'll probably be offering intercessory prayer if you want to be prayed for. And for some reason you can't pray for yourself, then I will leave my gig there. And also if you're looking for an accountability partner, somebody to make sure that every day, for example, if you've given yourself a goal this year to research at least 2 immigration pathways and you need somebody to follow up with you and make sure that is done, I'm here. I need to do that gig actually. That's, one thing I love to do is every opportunity that I present to my viewers, either on this channel or on my finance channel, Ivam Tali Finance, is something I have either tried myself or I have documented evidence for. So like in this case, we can clearly see how much this guy is making. Like it's not a secret, it's publicly available information. And I always try different experiments every year. So for example, the online tutoring thing is an experiment. I started January of 2022. So I think, and I always give myself a goal to try maybe 6 to 10 different hustles every year and document my journey. In November, I have between November and December, January, I've been documenting my TikTok journey, and all of it is there on the finance channel. So I think I'm going to document my journey on becoming an intercessory prayer warrior on Fiverr and how that works. And I will also get a gig on an accountability partner for those who want to move abroad. And then you can be sure your girl will be back here or on the other channel, Ivam Tali Finance, to share how that went out. How does that sound? And you're welcome, guys. You can come for prayers if you want. Tino is saying, wow, woman of rising, amazing. And Mudui, Jesus did not charge for anything. No. Jesus said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So please, and you're giving your pastors so much money anyway. Some of you are even selling your houses to give money to the pastor and his wife. Eva is asking you for $10. Oh, only $10 to pray for you? That's a little money, guys. Yes, Tinoy, people are making money out there with simple things. You're welcome. Like I said at the beginning of the video, all the things we are going to be talking about are things you don't need to go and learn anything. Skills you already possess. A lot of us already pray. And so allow me to just divert a little bit. The power of intercessory prayer, yeah? For example, look at the story of Job, eh? It says, when Job 42 verse 10, when Job prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes. In fact, the Lord gave him twice as much as before. That's how powerful intercessory prayer is. So if Job prayed and God restored ×2, Eva is here saying, I'm going to pray for you so that God can restore ×2 and you're just going to give me $10. Or anybody else out there is probably trying to claim this miracle. Maybe Valerie, she calls herself Valerie. Valerie prays. That's her name on Fiverr. Maybe she's trying to look for a breakthrough, and she doesn't have people in her circle that she could pray for, and she wants to do genuine prayer. So she's hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. She's making money on Fiverr, but she's also claiming a promise of God. So guys, use your faith to make your ends meet. it's God's blessing to her. She may have a calling to bless herself, Eva. You're funny. No, guys, I'm so serious. Like, yes, we can claim the Bible promises and make money while at it. Yes, and bless others. Can you sell Airbnb on behalf of someone who has a facility? Yes. So this is what I call Airbnb arbitrage, if I heard you well. It's, for example, I go and rent an apartment from somebody. Maybe it's a two-bedroom apartment, and then I stay by myself. So I would rent the spare bedroom so that I don't have to foot the entire bill. And that's how a lot of people actually live in Canada. Like in Toronto, housing is so expensive that most people live in shared housing. So you'll find, like in an area like York, where the university is, you'll find somebody has like a multi-story house, and they'll be staying with their family like on the top floor, maybe with 2 bedrooms, and then they would sublet the basement and the first floor and make money. So there's so many ways that you can do that. You don't have to go and look for your own property that you have bought by yourself. Yeah. Eva, I was going to say finding properties for Airbnb for people is hard. That's a business for someone in some countries. I am talking from experience. I think it depends, and that's like I have personally done Airbnb, and though I did it a little early, 2014, when Airbnb was not very big in Kenya. There was like, and my Airbnb was based towards the airport, and there was like 2 hotels only. Right now there's like 20 hotels, I think, just along Mombasa Road alone. And that's why I was very specific in today's age, 2023. If you want to make money on Airbnb, like in Nairobi, for example, you're not just gonna get a standard apartment, because post-COVID, a lot of the expatriates that used to come to Africa, to Asia, for example, no longer do, because their employers figured that 99% of their work could actually be done remotely, and it was just a waste of money for people just flying in and out of their countries. So that alone has taken off a big chunk of Airbnb income, but also you can focus on domestic customers. And what I personally, for example, I cannot tell you the number of staycations I did within Nairobi alone. People were in lockdown for 2 years. You couldn't leave the country, you couldn't come in, and travel has become so expensive. So I used to go and visit different Airbnbs within Nairobi, Namanga, everywhere else. And it wasn't little money. I would pay like $100 a night for an Airbnb, but I was going there because most of them, like, they were off-grid, they're beautiful spaces, like you'd be in an exclusive villa on 1,000 acres all by yourself. So you have to have a unique location, you have to be providing something. So like I would go to those off-grid destinations because I realized we were staying indoors the whole time. So I was spending all my time on the internet, on the phone, on my laptop, and I just needed a digital detox. So if you're providing people something they can't find in their own house, then you can still make money. But if you're just gonna offer the next apartment, then it's gonna be difficult to make money. If, let's say, you have a tiny house, you may make some money because some people want to try that experience. So in my case, for example, I have put on my bucket list this first quarter of 2023, I have to stay in a container house because I bought a beachfront property, 4 acres, and I'm trying to think of alternatives, housing structures that I can do on it. And as usual for me, I don't sell anything that I haven't tried myself. So I want to know, what does it feel like to live in a container house should I decide to build a container house on my property. I have also identified another property that has it has like a small golf course, and it has great views, and like it has a lot of what I would want to see on my property. So before I design my own property, I'm currently working with my architect. I already have a collection on Airbnb, a wish list for how I would like my property to look like. And I'm going to be spending a good chunk of change visiting these properties that have bits and pieces of stuff that I would like to see on my own Airbnb. So there's still that market of people who are not, so you have to like really find innovative ways of selling your Airbnb. So like these guys are selling, they have unique houses, and I'm personally using it as market research. So I'm visiting this Airbnbs for market research, but I'm also gonna benefit from staying in them. So that's why I say if you're just gonna do simple Airbnb, you won't cut it. But if you're gonna offer something special, also the social media craze, a lot of people, I have seen like a lot of people, let's say if I live in an informal settlement, but I want to make it on social media and I don't want to show that side of my life, I could walk to a neighborhood that is slightly better, cleaner, nicer, better looking, and then go and record if it's my TikTok video or it's my whatever video that is. And that's the exact same principle that restaurants are using. So if you noticed in the last couple of years, like in Nairobi alone, there has been this influx of restaurants that they don't just give nice food, but they are also Instagrammable. So it's no longer a matter of we do good food, so come and buy from us. It's what else are you offering? You want, so I remember last year I visited is it a bar or a pub? I don't know. In Nairobi, just on the outskirts of Nairobi, Kitengela. It's an aircraft that has been converted into, I wish I had my phone here. It's an aircraft that has been converted into a pub. Very interesting like feature. So I was just doing my random nyama chomaring thing and I was like, let me go and check this thing. And I found it, I always had the idea. I actually last year bought an aircraft. There was, what do we call it? There was a sale in Wilson Airport in Nairobi. They were having an auction for aircrafts. And I got an aircraft for 250,000 Kenya shillings. That's like $2,500. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have a property. So they gave us like, I think it was 1 week or 2 weeks. You had, if you buy your aircraft, you have to take it out of the airport. We had like 2 weeks and they were charging like 10,000 shillings parking fee every day. That's like $100. So you bought the aircraft for 2,500 and they're charging you $100 parking fee. So I let it out to one of my other friends. But it's an idea I always like. Actually, I don't drive, and most of the time people ask, they always imagine that I own a car. I don't own a car. And when people used to ask me, Eva, how come you don't drive? And I'm like, because I still can't afford the ride that I want, because I always wanted to buy an aircraft. I knew at some point in my life, it's always on my vision board that I'm gonna run some hospitality kind of thing. And I always knew it was gonna be an aircraft kind of thing. So when this aircrafts came for sale, of course, I was there to bid for one and I got it, but I didn't have a place for parking. But it's still in my head. I know one day I will still buy an aircraft. Guys, pray for me. Those intercessory, I probably need to consult Valerie, the intercessory prayer warrior. So it's always been in my mind to own an aircraft one day. So when I got a chance to go to a pub that is an aircraft, of course, I wasn't gonna waste that chance, and I did my video in the aircraft. And right now, if you check my TikTok account, guys, by the way, if you're not following me on TikTok, what are you even doing with your life? You need to follow me on TikTok. If you want to see the more goofy, fun side of Eva Mtali, you need to be on TikTok. There, it's brutal, guys. By the way, if you've been thinking of being a TikToker and not using it just for fun, something again I started at the beginning of this video, if you are not making money on social media, you are the product being sold. So if you are on TikTok and you're just there laughing, I have a video on my other channel, Eva Mtali Finance, and I said how to make your phone into a money-making machine. So anyway, back to the story. So I recorded that video. It's a short clip. I think it's 25 seconds. It's not more than 30 seconds. And that video is currently on TikTok. I posted it less than a month ago, and it has more than 100,000. I think it has 150,000 views, if I'm not wrong. And the main reason I went to that pub is because I'm like, I want to know what it feels like to convert an aircraft into something. And one thing that really surprised me, okay, I knew, I don't know why in my head I always imagine it's very narrow, but I was positively surprised. This was on Kenya Airways, a flight that was converted into a pub, and it can comfortably take 3 sofas. So there's one on this side, and there's the very big corridor, and then there's 2 seats on the other end. So that's something that, and I was like, wow, I could actually do an Airbnb of some sort like this one. And then, so there are all those kind of Airbnbs you can think of. I have a friend, okay, she's not like my friend, she's like my internet friend. She's called Go Ebaide. If you're not following her, I don't know, like you need to follow her. She's like, I think the first African woman to document her van life journey. She bought this van, she's Nigerian, but she now lives in Kenya. She bought a van for like, I think $1,000, an old 1980s van, and she has converted it into a house. And she's been documenting her entire journey of converting that into a house. It has everything. It even has a toilet, bed, kitchen. Everything is in that small van. So obviously, one thing I am 100% sure, if Ebaide put her van on Airbnb, I'll be one of the first people to go and rent it out, because so I know so we are like online buddies, and she's invited me several times, a couple of times, to go and see the van, but I haven't been able to. So the last time I was supposed to meet, I had to go to Canada, and then by the time I was back, there's been a lot of stuff going on. So that is definitely something. I mean, who wouldn't want to see life in a van, how it looks like without the risk? So you have to make sure whatever it is you're offering is more than just accommodation. And definitely, I'm certain you're gonna make money out of it. Guys, I need to close this live. I keep getting distracted. Frederick from Zanzibar, thank you so much for joining. No, I think I've skipped somebody. Samuel from South Africa, thank you. Anne Mudui, can you sell Kenyan artifacts online? Yes, actually, I purposely left that, but it's one of the ways I have personally been making money for the last maybe 5 years now or 6. So I sell Kenyan kiondos, and kiondos are like the baskets made of sisal. I sell Maasai earrings, waist beads. Guys, if anybody wants waist beads, I sell them on wholesale. And I use a platform called Etsy.com. So I used to talk a lot about Etsy.com. I no longer do, because I recently just learned that Etsy is no longer accepting sellers from Kenya. I don't know if they're accepting other African countries and other Asian countries. But one thing I love about Etsy is that you don't have to go looking for customers. So everybody who's on Etsy is either somebody who sells handmade items or somebody who loves handmade items and is there to buy them. So these platforms bring sellers of handmade products on one end and buyers of handmade products on the other end, and bring them together on one platform. And the other advantage of Etsy is that you get paid in US dollars. Hello guys. So I get paid through PayPal, and usually you get paid before you even ship. So that's an advantage for you. It's something you don't even need money to have PayPal, to have an Etsy account, because the customer is gonna pay you and you're gonna use their money to go and buy whatever they have bought from your phone, from your shop if you don't have. And then in terms of shipping, I use DHL. So DHL, the advantage of DHL, and I noticed this especially during COVID. So I used to use DHL for the bulkier stuff, the more expensive stuff like baskets. And then I used to use the Kenyan Post Office for the smaller items like earrings and rings and stuff like that. When COVID happened, the Kenyan Post Office literally would delay to send stuff for even 6 months, and customers were complaining. So I decided to move everything to DHL. And the advantage of DHL is that if you get a corporate account, you pay as little as $25 to ship a 2 kg item to the US. And a market like the US is very significant for somebody in Kenya because of what we call the AGOA agreement. So because of the AGOA agreement, you know what I'm talking about? You must have been sleeping in your, which class is that they teach AGOA agreements? I think geography or civics. So because of the AGOA agreement, different countries around the world are allowed to ship stuff to the US duty-free as long as it was made. So I know like Kenya has an agreement with the US. So if you have anything handmade in Kenya, you ship it to the US duty-free. So that's a plus for you because your customer doesn't have to pay customs. So your customers will be happy to buy from you. So even if you can't sell through Etsy, I would encourage you to maybe start like a Facebook page or get a Shopify store or Instagram for business or even TikTok. So with TikTok, what you're gonna have to do is in the bio, on your bio at the top, there's a place where they say edit profile and then just put a link to your store. So create content that would attract the kind of customer you want, maybe somebody who's abroad. And then a lot of people, when they find your TikTok video, they want to learn more about you. So if you're fortunate and somebody clicks on your bio and you've put a link to your shop, then they can buy from you. You can also use Google advertisements to advertise your product. And also on my vlog, actually, I have a vlog channel. So sometimes I purposely wear my stuff and people ask me, hey, Eva, where can I get this? And then I direct them to my shop. So feel free to shamelessly plug your shop. So those are some of the things that you can do with selling stuff too. And there's a huge market. Guys, sometimes I'm unable to meet the demand. And those things that, so can you imagine, like my fastest selling product on Etsy is, I don't know what you call them. These baskets that are made of plastics. You know, these ones like Kuyu women like to carry. They are kiondos, but they are made of plastic. So I used to sell that item. I used to buy it for very cheap. I think I would buy it for like 700 shillings. That's like $7. And I would sell it for as high as $60. That was before plastics were banned in Kenya. And then the plastic ban came. So right now there's a shortage of plastic in Kenya. Of course, the price went up. It's about $14 to buy the bag. And I sell it for like $70. So guys, if you can find a way to make money by selling stuff that is traditional to your country, there's a huge market. The US has 300 million people. The population is 300 million, guys. If you just got even just 30 of them and they bought your stuff for $50, that is $1,500 every month. There's a huge market. Something else that is currently selling so much is fishing flies, especially in the summer. If you can find, they're like artificial fishing flies, those things sell like crazy, especially to Canada, US, Europe, those countries where people like to fish, especially in the summer. Huge market for that. Waist beads also sell so much, especially to our African American sisters. People buy those waist beads like crazy. And the secret, don't sell one, sell them in bulk. Sometimes I sell like 20 at a go, because it's something I can make, but like I could literally doing this video and making a waist bead. It's so easy to make them. And like the cost of one waist bead is like maybe 20 shillings or 30 shillings. That's how much it would cost you to make. And then, so if you wanted to sell it, probably sell it as $10. And then if you want to ship it, so it just makes more sense to bulk it up and sell like 10 of them and then charge like in wholesale. It just makes sense. Can you sell Kenyan crafts like kikoi, kitenge? Yes, you can. On Fiverr, you could try. Yeah, maybe. Why don't you try it? I've never tried it. Try it. You know, the beauty with all these things, it's a matter of trying, and it's free to list. On Fiverr, it's free to list. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, yes. Hi, God is able. Happy New Year to you. Hi, Anne. How can we contact you on mail or WhatsApp? So my email address is evamtali@gmail.com. Let me type it here. I don't like to type my email address because of scammers. But if you check any of my videos in the description box, which is at the bottom of the videos, you always find my contacts. evamtali@gmail.com. I have typed it there. Peggy, Eva, you are just amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Since I started watching, I find myself glued all day and more informed about so much stuff. I'm sure soon I'm coming back here with a testimony. Amen. From your mouth straight into God's ears. Nena, you are doing great. Eva, thank you so much. Tebe, please, I am a machine operator. I also operate forklift and crane also. Did I have an advantage? If yes, how can I apply? Yes, Tebe, you guys have so much. I think, do I have a video? I think I have a video for machine operators, but check New Brunswick, I think. Okay, I'll research, but I think New Brunswick currently has machine operators as an occupation in demand. I'm not sure. I will check, but yes, I think there's something for you guys. Yeah, there's so much potential for you guys. Machine operators and forklift, so much for you guys. I'll probably do a video for you guys if I don't have one already. If I have one, I'm gonna link it here. Can someone from Nigeria apply for this job opportunity? Of course, yes, you can. That's who they are for. Greetings, Ajay Kia. How are you? Wow, I love your name. Where are you from? Nena, what about someone that is currently working for US-based organization, but in your own country, but would want to migrate? What are the possible ways to proceed? You can talk to your organization it's called a H-1B visa. I think you can use that to migrate, but you can also take advantage of your experience with that US organization to apply for another organization, because they'll be like, you know, you have American experience, you've worked for an American company, so you get it. But there are so many ways. Please offer. Oh, Tinoy, are you talking about the intercessory prayer? I will offer, please. Check back tomorrow. I'll leave a link here. You can come, I pray for you. Then you'll come back here with a testimony. Can a European passport holder get a job in USA, Canada? Yes, anyone, even a Kenyan passport holder can get a job in the US. I was actually, in my last video, there's a video where I talk about tech jobs. There's a Kenyan I feature on the video, and he got his job on a Kenyan passport. He went like 2 weeks ago to Canada. Praise God, Susa, amen. And Eva, you quite a gem. This year, with a lit of prayers and intercession, I'll finally get a visa. Of course, amen. From your mouth straight into God's ears. Come for intercessory prayer. I'm going to be charging $10 for 1 day of prayer. I'll pray for you morning, noon, and night. 3 times a day. For 1 day, I will charge you $10. What I mean is to find actual property in agreement with landlords. Yes, you can do that. Just let your landlord know that, hey, you're going to be seeing like 20 different people in this house every month, because I'm using my house, your house, as Airbnb. Which service are you talking about, Woman Arise? Coco, I'm trusting God for an international travel this year. Please intercede for me as a... Please intercede for me as a sample before you advertise on Fiverr. Okay, Coco, I promise this evening I will pray for you. So please believe and let's make it happen. I will offer for you intercessory prayer as a sample. Coco Osawa, I've promised. Let me even write it down. Coco Osawa, international travel. Do you have any specific country you want to visit so that we offer a specific prayer so that the angels don't have to start thinking of where to bless you? Do you have any specific countries? Let me know. Eva, is Poland a good place to work? It seems UK and Canada is too expensive. So, okay, I don't know too much about Poland. I went to Poland last year in, was it July? And I stayed for about a week. I met several people who was working in Poland. I think it depends on the job you get there, but oh, sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. I was saying that I don't know too much about Poland, but I think any country can be a good country depending on what you're doing and how you went there. If you went legally to any country is a good country to work in. So Ebenezer, if you're looking for construction work, if you can go to Canada, I actually have a TikTok video where I talk about working in Canada as a construction worker. So especially right now in winter, construction workers, I know I have a friend who's actually earning $75 an hour. He's a construction worker. But the catch is he has to work in the night. So his shift starts from 11 p.m. And the reason is because obviously the roads are very busy during the day. And they have to like remove the snow from the roads so that the roads are passable. But he makes $75 an hour. He works for a company, a construction company, and but he makes good money. So construction workers, it's one of the jobs in demand. In fact, I did if you're talking even building construction, there's a YouTube short I did yesterday, I think. And there's a clip whereby the housing minister, is called Ahmed Hussein, the housing minister in Canada, is actually he was being interviewed on Global News last year, December 2022. And he actually said there's a lot of demand for housing in Canada, and the housing is not available, it's not enough for everybody. So there's need for immigrants to come and work in the housing industry. So yes, if it's construction for housing, yes, there's market. If it's construction, and there's a lot of infrastructural projects as well in Canada right now that are gonna need workers, and a lot of people are retiring as well because of COVID. Also, there's a lot of people who just retired from the workforce. There are those retiring because of age and all that. Okay, guys, I don't know, looks like YouTube logged me out because I can see now the live is 5 minutes. Looks like they logged me out. They're probably warning me that I need to close this up. So Ebenezer, not actually looking, that is the only option I have got, but I'm an IT. If you're an IT professional, you should be in Canada by now. You guys have so many opportunities. Just go through the channel, you're gonna find so many opportunities I've talked about for IT professionals. Right now, even New Brunswick put all other NOCs on hold, and they're focusing specifically on IT people, computer science, software engineering. And I think I have a video about that. Please check New Brunswick specifically under the occupations in demand category. Submit your application. IT people should not even be looking for jobs, yeah? Nanny jobs, Bella, you must have joined the channel late. Go and check the live I did yesterday on home child what? I keep forgetting the name. Wait, home what? I think I have 2 videos on just that alone for nannies. So there's a video I did yesterday for home, it was home what? Home child support and, okay, what is it called? Home child care provider. And I did the video yesterday, January 4. And home support worker, that's the easiest way for you to immigrate through that program. Though home childcare provider online applications currently closed for those who do not have Canadian experience, but home support worker is still open. So you can consider doing that if you want. That would be the easiest way. Or if you have a tourist visa, when you are in Canada touring the different destinations, you can take an hour or two every day and find people who may be looking for a nanny. If they give you a valid job offer, then you can use it to apply for a work permit. Okay, guys, I think I need to end the live now. If there are no more questions, I think now we have really opened our minds. We can see how we need to leverage the internet to get the money. If you can get your money in foreign currency, you're definitely more advantaged than if you need to get your money in your local weaker currency and then you have to convert it to foreign currency. Somebody's asked me, do I need IELTS for Canada work? It depends on the employer. Some companies will ask you, some people will not ask you, because if they do an interview for you and they see that you can speak good English, they don't care. However, for you to get Canada PR, you must do your IELTS. Except, I think I was reading something, I'm not sure, I need to confirm this, but if you are above 55, I don't think you need to do the IELTS. I'm not sure, guys. I will confirm and check. But I was reading somewhere, if you're above 55, you don't have to do IELTS. But for you to get permanent residence, anybody else, you have to do IELTS. But to get work, some employers will ask you for IELTS, some will not ask you. Okay. Bella, link to check what, my dear? Hi, Anita from Jamaica, Wagwan. I'm not sure what you're asking for, but you can find me in the comment section. I need to end this live. It's been going on for, I think, 2 hours now. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on the live. As usual, let me know which other topics you'd want for me to cover, what other videos you want to see more of, and I will be happy to share them. You know, I enjoy creating content, and that's why it's one of my passions. I love to teach. I love to keep abreast of what is happening in the world of immigration. I love to share it with this. It's my own little way that I think I can make impact in the world. So yeah. African Tiger, hi, how are you? Back in Ujiwachi. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time in Nairobi. So guys, African Tiger he's an upcoming YouTuber from Uganda. Please go and check out his channel. So I bumped into him in Nairobi. He was just recording his content up and about, and he's like, hey, what's the name of this road? So I think there's something, so that's one advantage you're gonna have. That's why I think you need to start your YouTube channels. Because the moment I saw him, I was 100% sure this guy must be one of us. He must be a YouTuber. And because he had his GoPro, and as a content creator, there's just something about how you approach life. You always approach life from a position of opportunity. So even when you meet people, you're not just looking at people as people, but you're like, who could this be? Like, you have this curiosity in you. So of course I was curious to learn, why is this guy working with a GoPro? Who is he? What is he doing? And so when he stopped me and he needed help, I was happy to help him. So that's another reason why to be a YouTuber, because you're gonna get help that you otherwise might not have gotten. And I even told him, if you weren't a YouTuber, like, you don't stop people in Nairobi, random people, and they stop. People don't usually stop. I don't stop for people anywhere in the world, but if I find a fellow YouTuber, I'm happy to help. Anyway, guys, please, Bella, can someone get a sponsor? Yes, your employer will be your sponsor. Your employer will act as your sponsor. So guys, please, I encourage you, please go and check out African Tiger. He has some amazing content, and gonna start my intercessory prayer gig. I think it's my experiment for this quarter. Guys, come and support Coco. I will be praying for you this evening. Coco Osawa is my guinea pig to see how it works. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tino. You're welcome. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on my next live, probably on Sunday. So keep it locked here, share the video widely, and guys, I encourage you to try some of these methods. I wanna hear your testimonies, and I expect nothing but the best for you guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.